Oh, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, outsiders of all ages, it's time again for the Outsiders. Game week is here. We are debuting on Tuesday morning. We'll also throw you one on Friday morning. Jason Dick is out sick again. Get well, Jason. We hope he's on Thursday to debut with us. To record Thursday for Friday's debut. We'll get it to you Friday at 10 a.m. And hopefully Jason will have plenty of thoughts. Chance Mock, Bo Edge, they're here, and we're all three wearing poncho shirts. That is right. Brought to you by Poncho Outdoors. There's us, there's Colt, and some other good ideas for you. Go get those new college colors, long sleeve, short sleeve. If you love the mother of pearl snap buttons like we do, go get some of those. But any and all of the ponchos are incredible. Mention OB Live or Outsiders when you get your order. And Bo, this week, not only is it game week, but we're going to make your day because your quarterback said something. Chance knows, I know, and you don't know.
Did he talk about how when he was listening to the show called The Outsiders that it made him want to be a better man?
It's not quite that good, but Arch Manning was asked about everyone gunning for Texas since they're the number one team in the country. Everyone going after Texas. Arch Manning said this, quote, I think we kind of try to shift the narrative. We're going for everyone else. Target's not on our back. We got a red dot on everyone else. End quote. It's a good thing Jason Dick's not on this show because he would have just passed out with what his favorite human said. How about
I don't know.
that?
It's got a gun reference, and that kind of sends Jason on weird tangents.
Right? That is nice. Our graphics guy Tyler liked the back end of it. I added the front end just to make sure we get the whole feeling. Chance Mock, what'd you think when you saw 16 say that?
I love it. I love it because it's the mindset that I think he has. I think it's the mindset and the culture that I think Sark has put in. Look, there's no doubt when you roll into the SEC and your first year in the SEC, you end up in the title game. And, you know, we obviously had the issues last year during the Georgia game where water bottles are thrown out there. And, you know, I mean, look, Texas is still the new guy. They still got to earn the respect of the Alabamas and the LSUs and the, you know, the perennial powerhouses, the Georgias, etc., right? But Texas is a big brand in and of itself, and everybody wants a piece. Everybody wants to knock them down a notch because that's what people do. It's what they've always done. Mac Brown used to tell us all the time, when you watch film this week, just know the team you're watching on film is a different team than you're going to see on Saturday because you're going to get everybody's best shot. And to take that narrative like Arch did, to take it and spin it into a positive, not a defensive posture. That's what I love about it, is it wasn't taking a defensive posture. Oh, yeah, everybody, you know, comes after us. That's part of it. No, we're flipping the script on you, and now we got the red dot on you. We're coming for you. And I love that mindset. I love that mentality, and I think it starts at the top. That's something that comes from Sark.
Yeah, no doubt. Bo, what'd you think?
Well, and y'all know I'm a self-proclaimed Quinn Ewers fan, but this is one beyond family lineage, beyond all that. This is one of the glaring differences between Quinn Ewers and Arch Manning. Quinn Ewers never wanted the spotlight on him. Quinn Ewers was about hunting and his friends and family, faith. He was not about being in the spotlight. Arch doesn't have a choice. His whole family grew up with the cameras on at all times, so he had to learn how to like the cameras. And that, to me, that quote, beyond just being cool and fun and all those things, tells me he's ready. If he's going to fire that, like, that wasn't a me first blast or a publicity stunt. That was a leader saying something that a leader would say. You know, and if he wasn't ready to take the keys of the car and go win, he would be more demure. He would be a little less understated.
Did you just use demure?
I did.
Okay.
That's my SAT word of the day, kids.
You raise it
Mark it down.
Yeah,
If
well,
Jason was here, I
that
told
one.
him to give him $20 if he could spell it. But
Demure. I think there might be a U in that word. Demure.
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 There's a girl on TikTok that does that. It's not very something not very demure.
Demure. There's a word that's not used.
I was watching Wheel of Fortune and watched some moron lose the puzzle because he didn't know what French dressing was. He called it French drilling.
That is rough. Yeah, I guarantee you at the Horseshoe, the word demure does not come out of many people's mouths at tailgates or during the game this week. Guys, for me, as an outsider looking in, and of course it is the outsiders, another thing I liked about it, I agree with both of you. The confidence level was great, but I also think there's a certain, I don't know, an ingredient of realism in there where he says we're targeting others, because we all know when they played Georgia and Ohio State last year, what was that combined record again? It was 0-3. I mean, they're about to play a team that won the Natty because they beat Texas. If they don't beat Texas, they don't win the Natty. They did, and then they went on to win it. So I think there's a little bit of that too. But I love the attitude. But yeah, just because you're number one doesn't mean everybody shoots at you. Hell, you've got to figure out you're not winning a national title, my opinion. You're not going to win a national title in 2025 if you can't figure out, anyone other than these two teams, if you don't figure out how to beat Ohio State or Georgia. And Texas may have to beat them both and might have to beat one of them multiple times to figure it out. So I like that. I kind of like that attitude too, Bo, where it's like, you know what? We got to go attack because, hey, we may be number one according to the voters and everything, but we got to go prove that against these big dogs.
But see, think about last year, the narrative with Texas going into the SEC. Texas isn't ready for the SEC. Texas is going to get their comeuppance. So all the SEC thought they were the hunters. This is our chance to knock them down a peg. And then they all played us last year. And with the exception of Georgia, they said, wait a second. Yeah, we don't necessarily, like Florida, who came here and got pistol whipped, probably isn't sitting around Gainesville right now going, we want Texas. We want Texas. They want the moment. They want to play the number one team. But trust me, right out of the gate, they're happy they're playing Bethune-Cookman or whatever powder puff they have on their schedule.
How dare you, Bo? Let me double check this before I tell everybody, because I think Florida plays where they play Long Island. How dare you?
They couldn't even keep it within the state when they were bribing teams to come get their ass kicked.
Well, here and I go back, Chad, to even when we were in school and even before. That was the talking point with Mac Brown. It was a talking point with Makovic. It was a talking point with David McWilliams. It was a talking point with Fred Akers. The only one that I don't really think did it was Daryl, but Daryl was just his own thing. But it was the same thing. We're Texas. We're going to get their best shot. You know that. When you come here, you understand every game. I love the fact that for once, it's changed. It's not it's not the party line. We're switching the flip. We're scripting the flip on you a little bit. It's a different mindset. And let's be honest. The last time that Texas had the attitude of we're the hunters, number 10 was the quarterback, and he set that tone that we were the hunters. I don't care if we were number one. We were the hunters going to get people.
And how long ago was that, Chance?
20 years.
That's 20 years this season. Georgia just won back-to-back. Ohio State just won like 15 minutes ago. And that needs to be the mindset. And that's the great part of this schedule. It's not a murderer's row week in and week out, but there are murderous row elements in there. And Columbus is the first, and Athens is waiting, and Gainesville's in there. Texas gets to space this out a little bit, but boy, do they get big tests along the way. And obviously, this is the first one right out of the gate. Sark was asked this week in the media event on Monday, would you like to have another game before? And he kind of admitted, well, yeah, I think everybody would. But this is the schedule, and I love these games, and I love the atmosphere. So let's go see how good we are.
See, I don't like Chance, tell me if I'm off base here. I think the team, the players, and Sark and the coaches too, while he'll publicly say, yeah, we'd like to have an easy one to get out of the way, nothing will tell them what this team is and who they are character-wise more than what happens on Saturday. I'm not talking about on the scoreboard. Are they resilient? Do they battle back through a tough moment? Because you know there will be one in a 4-quarter game. Something's going to go off the rails. There's going to be a terrible call where they call pass interference on us, on, Jeremiah Smith up the sideline. He trips on his own shoelace, and the Texas DB's 4 yards behind, and they throw a flag. Like, it's going to happen. Do the players respond from it in the right way? Do we have guys throwing helmets at the benches? Do we have guys arguing with each other? Or is everybody picking each other up and doing the right thing? So whether it's win or lose on the scoreboard, he knows he's got the team that he wants 16 weeks from now.
So here's what I would say. I'm not disagreeing with you. And I don't disagree with what his answer was. Sure, we can have another. But let me tell you why he's not upset about having this be the first game. The strength, and we can talk about Arch all we want. The strength of this team is the defense. The defense starts the season with an advantage against a quarterback that's making his first collegiate start on a massive stage. And I think Steve Sarkisian would take his dogs on defense and go up there for week 1. Hey, let's see how good we really are. I think he loves it. I think he does.
Well, it's a great point, Chance. Sorry, Bo. It's a great point because think about it. If Sayin had a chance to play Akron or whoever it is in game 1 and get the rust out a little bit, get the nerves out a little bit, and then he plays Texas, it's different. This is first start, first time, first snap he ever takes as a college football player at a quarterback. Colin Simmons is coming, like as a starter. That's a whole nother level.
And we haven't got into our game predictions until the show on Friday that we debut on Friday. But I'm telling you right now, y'all are going to be shocked by the score I throw out, and I will be called a homer. Mm-hmm. That's exactly why Sark loves this idea. Everyone's known Arch is going to be the starter since last fall. He was the backup, but there wasn't going to be any argument over who was the next guy because Quinn could have come back. We all remember that, all the articles about millions of dollars in NIL. This guy left, and we're not getting into the 7th round pick, but Dolphins crap. Arch has been the preemptive starter. Arch is on billboards. Arch is a Red Bull guy on national campaigns. Saying their coach couldn't even call him the starter until last week because they needed to for damn media day for the game. So all the talking heads on Fox would have all the information. His own coach isn't sure he's the right guy. So would you want that guy in his first start over whatever Arch is or isn't? I guarantee you he is mentally capable and up to this challenge. Like that, the mental part of it isn't what's going to screw him up. Could he throw picks? Sure. Could he misdiagnose a blitz and get drilled? Sure. He did it in the 2 games he did come in against Mississippi State. Like, he misread a couple blitzes and almost got killed back there. So that can happen. But he ain't scared of the moment. He's not nervous about playing in front of a big stadium.
No.
The dude's life is a big stadium. Arch goes to go get a drink of water, and he's got 50 people following him. The moment ain't going to get him. The moment can get Sayin, and that's what I think's about to happen.
Mm-hmm. Definitely could happen. Texas and Ohio State coming up. More on the game, obviously, throughout the week here on Orange Bloods Live. Let's start thanking some of our great partners around here, starting with Covert Ford.
Hi, I'm Kimberly Covert, and since 1909, the Covert family has been committed to Austin's community. For 116 years, we've grown with Texas, driving progress, building trust, and serving the Austin community. Whether it's the all-new 2025 F-150 or the versatile 2025 Ford Maverick, we're here to help you find the perfect fit, just like we've done for generations. At Covert Ford, it's more than cars. It's about family, service, and a legacy of trust. Visit covertford.com and become part of our story.
The dealership's so nice, I had to make a wardrobe change and get out my little Covert Ford hat right here, right there on 183. Outdoor season is upon us. Football, tailgating, hunting. You need a truck. You need a truck right now. A truck that will make you the standout at the tailgate. A truck that will make your friends go, damn. Big tires, the whole 9 yards. Right there on 183. Covert Ford is the place to go. Go see our boy Chris Abbott, Outsider for Life. Right there on the showroom floor. right next door to Kenny Covert. Walk in there, talk to Chris, and get the truck you need. Covert Ford on 183.
Just my thought, but if Kimberly Covert could give us the truck's so nice your friends will say damn in the next spot, that'd be awesome. Kimberly, if you could do that just for me, that'd be sweet. I would really enjoy that.
Well, I'll talk to Abbott. I don't think that's going to happen, but, strangers things have.
It'd be awesome. All right, Texas and Ohio State obviously coming up. We'll make some predictions on conferences around the country. We got the AP poll out there. Gentlemen, we also have the future of the SEC. I am so happy to report that I was wrong. I thought the SEC was going to dig their heels in, but I'm so glad the pile of money convinced them. I'm so glad other elements convinced them. They're going to 9 conference games in 2026. Chance, I know you are in favor. Honestly, I don't know that I've encountered a Texas fan, maybe 1 or 2 on an Orange Bloods message board, that doesn't like the idea. I'd say 99% of Texas fans I hear from, they're thrilled about 9 games.
Well, I think it is. I think the permanent rivals, if you want to call them, I think that part of it's excellent, and I think it's better for the league. I really do, especially where where college football in general is going, the direction of which they're staying ahead of the curve, which in my opinion is the right thing to do, and I think it's great for the game. I think it's great for Texas fans. I think it's great for everybody in the SEC. Like, this is where we're headed. We really are. We're headed in a direction to where you've got an upper echelon, maybe 64 teams, 4 16-team conferences, if that's where we're going. But that's where we're headed. I think the SEC did a great job getting in front of it. I love it. I'm thrilled.
Yeah, I'm glad they finally got there. I will not say they got in front of it. They've had years to do this.
Well,
They dragged their ass to it, and it took a lot of money. I am glad they're finally getting to it. Bo, give me your thoughts on 9.
Hold on, before Bo goes, because this will be winded, I know. Is there any team that has a more, hit you in the face, there's really no debate with who their 3 permanent rivals are between A&M, Arkansas, and Oklahoma?
I mean, to me, that's an obvious 3. I've heard some good ideas from the Longhorn fans that want to get rid of Arkansas, but it does make sense. And there's other teams where there's one that makes sense, but you can do whatever you want with the others. There's a team like LSU that's got too many. LSU's got 6 of them that I want to see, and they're going to have to.
Even got a couple.
They're going to have to whittle. Who does?
A&M.
See, A&M's only got one. A&M's got 1 to me. There's not, maybe Arkansas, but to me it's Texas, and then you can kind of do what you want.
I think the LSU A&M has grown in. It doesn't have the history of the other ones. It doesn't have the long standing, but I think the 2 fan bases really like it, especially. And I think there's a lot to the Houston area with that, being that there's a ton of Bayou Bengals and a ton of Aggies in that city.
I want you to be right, Chance. I haven't talked to many LSU fans that really like that game. I want them to like it
because they've gotten beat more than they think they should have.
Well, they have lost a couple times. I get that part, but overall, even before that, I didn't.
What about South Carolina?
I didn't sense from LSU fans they cared about it.
Well, but Chad, you kind of mentioned it with the 6 rivalries that they have already. LSU, our Bayou Bengal fans may get mad at me here. They look down on A&M.
Yeah,
they
do.
They look at it as one of those situations where there's no gain for LSU to beat A&M because everybody expects it, and it's a problem if they lose to A&M. Yeah. A&M goes and wins a natty, and all of a sudden that becomes a real rivalry. But right now, LSU looks at A&M like Texas looks at UTSA, and I'm not even trying to make fun of A&M, but that's the thought in their fans' minds.
Well, they do, and if you ask an LSU fan who their rivals are, I think we all know what they're pulling from. Some are going to say they're going to say Bama. Some still say Auburn. I love that game. I love when LSU plays Florida. I think LSU ought to play Tennessee. LSU and Arkansas play for the heaviest trophy in college sport.
Yeah.
In college,
I was about to say, don't discount that Arkansas rivalry. There's not a lot of love there.
The boot makes 5, and there's probably another one I'm not thinking of. So that's where I think A&M gets stuck with LSU. But the 3 rivals, I mean, you guys. I think y'all are kind of clear on. Is there anybody else? Somebody suggested on the comments on one of the shows to get rid of Arkansas and maybe put the other UT in there. Would you guys consider UT if you got rid of the Hogs?
If
I
you're
would.
honoring what you're saying and you're trying to make the most historic or natural rivalries, it makes no sense to put Tennessee in over Arkansas. I'm sorry. Arkansas it's recency bias. Arkansas hadn't been good in 15 years, and so now they're a forgotten program. Arkansas was one of the top 10 programs of all time going into the 60s, 70s, 80s. Arkansas has produced a lot of great things and some other things named Jerry Jones, but like you don't manufacture a rivalry. Like that's the part like that I was talking about the A&M LSU. Like Aggies think of LSU as kind of a rival now.
Yeah.
Y'all made cups, y'all did all these things. LSU could give a shit. Texas fans, other than the moment they're playing them, could give a flying bleep about the Tennessee Volunteers. They could care less.
But and the difference was, the thing that I sensed in Texas fans this past year was the excitement for both A&M and Arkansas coming back. Like, it was palpable. Texas fans don't fake that stuff. Y'all do not fake that stuff. And I could tell the excitement, the energy was there. And we know it's from the Arkansas side. Arkansas wants it bad. Now, deep down, do they know it's probably a loss? Yes. And deep down, does Texas maybe want to keep it because right now it's a win? Yeah. But still, when they get together, you get to show highlights of the shootout. You get to go back through the history. You get to show Nixon, in the locker room. And you have the Arkansas coach Pittman said it. He said it over and over again. Our fans care more about Texas than anyone else we play. Anyone. Bama, LSU, name them. Arkansas fans want Texas more than they want all those other teams. That, to me, is why you probably keep it.
Well, and college football is cyclical. Like, I know we all only look at it through the lens of what we see now, but there was a period of time when Alabama was trash. When Alabama was going through their Mike Shula, Dennis Francione, Mike Price at the strip club era, Alabama lost. Saban's first year, he lost to Louisiana Monroe.
He did.
In today's era, he would have been fired on that week. Like, he would have never even got to become Nick Saban.
Yeah.
Arkansas has one of the best natural recruiting bases in the country. And y'all don't see where I'm going here, but I think you do. The Waltons have more money than Davy Crockett, as Forrest Gump once alluded to.
Mm-hmm.
And an inherent NIL bias. If Walmart wanted to pay every Arkansas football player $1 million each to do Walmart ads nationwide, no clearinghouse could say that's not a legitimate use of the expense.
Yeah.
If the Walton family gets the coach they want and wants to win, all of a sudden Arkansas is not an also-ran. Arkansas is at the top of the list, and using my Jerry Jones reference from earlier, with the Joneses, because Arkansas would have more money than anybody else to spend on football.
Yeah, and there's another big reason, guys, why I love the 9-game conference schedule. We will talk about that after we show the folks the card. There's the lifetime member card at Last Stand Hats. Go check in on that at laststandhats.com. Also, if you want to check out, look at it, we got doodle hats. We got a doodle duck hat, we got a doodle frog hat, and a doodle horse hat. There's no way I'm going to see that and not mention it. Come on. Occupy Left Field, just loving you some USA. They got those. Longhorn fans, there you go. You want a Womp hat? They got the Womp hat. I still don't quite understand it, but there it is. There's some more. There's some more Texas stuff. Little UTSA. You want to go Texas State? They got some just cool logo. Their logo is terrific. I love the Buffalo logo. They got it in different designs there for you frog folks. There's SMU. Will the fellas pick SMU to maybe win the ACC? We'll get into that conversation here in a second. Little Texas Tech. If you want to go 806, those are actually nice. I do like the red and black. I'm not a big fan of Tech, but I do like the red and black. That's sharp. What else we got? A little North Texas, little Rice, little Sam, Tarleton.
Don't have.
All kind. Well, we know what they don't have. They'll get there. SFA, got my wife's school, and they got Occupy Left Field for all you baseball freaks. Go check them out. Last Stand Hats. They are the true fans brand, and they also make these bad boys right here. Look at that outsider hat right there. Do you have a grandma that loves the S word? Does she need it on her hat? This is what you need right here. Get grandma a Last Stand hat because you know she loves the S word right there. There it is. She's going to look awesome in that hat. There's 12 different color combos. Use the code Outsiders10 when you get stuff at Last Stand hats. Gentlemen, here's the other thing I love. As an old man who clearly digs helmets and unis and college football stuff, and Texas is about to go to the horseshoe, I love now that the SEC finally is going to be more fair about its schedule, and they're not going to wait so damn long to have teams play each other. A&M and Georgia have played how many times since the Aggies joined the conference? Once. And not even in College Station. Once in Athens. You know, College Station is pretty tough to play. Don't tell Kirby Smart. He has no clue. None. He has no idea.
Well, he came there with Alabama.
Oh, my God. He was there with Alabama. That party knows. But I looked up, I picked some random games like that. Bama and Georgia. It's like twice the 10 years before Texas showed up. Alabama, Florida, twice in the decade before Texas showed up. But gentlemen, here's the way it's going to work now. When the recruit hits your campus, you get to tell him and his family, if you come here and you hang with us for 4 years, we're playing everybody everywhere. You will leave here 4 years after. I mean, Chance, you know this better than anybody. You literally went through it. To tell a young Chance Mock, hey, Chance, you come play at University of Texas, you're going to live that dream out. You're going to wear the burnt orange. And when you're done with that 4th year, you will have been everywhere. Death Valley, obviously College Station, Fayetteville, Lexington, Nashville. Tell your fan base they're going everywhere over a 4-year span. That's awesome. The SEC has finally lost their fear. They are finally not scared of, oh my God, maybe Alabama's going to have a schedule every couple years. They're going to play Georgia like in an actual game that counts. Yes, they are. The fear seems to be gone, gentlemen. And I'll just say thank you to y'all and to Oklahoma and to that pile of money, because I think that's what finally forced this thing.
Oh,
the SEC got real finally.
Well, and the best part of it from the recruiting side of it, like for me as a recruit, like to be able to walk out of Texas and be able to say, and I'm a history guy, right? Like I love the history of college football. I love the history of the SEC. I love growing up with the SWC back in the day, you know, and to be able to walk out and say, I played in every stadium in the SEC. That's a freaking cool thing.
Yeah, it's incredible.
There's no two ways to cut that. Yeah. No, there's nobody. I'd be curious to know. I don't think there is until you go back to like when it was an 18 conference in the 50s. But how many players could say, even if they stayed 4 years, that they got to play in every stadium within the conference?
Right. Oh, I know. Yeah. And I'm assuming, Bo, you might know this better than I do. I haven't seen it officially. We'll see how they lay it out. I'm assuming when we get into, say, years 1 and 2, 26 and 27, those other 6 teams, you're going to have your 3 rivals, right? You're going to have 6 other teams. Are we doing home and home with those 6 teams for those first 2 years? Is that how it works?
I would assume so, just because the logistics of it are a nightmare if you start mixing and matching.
Right.
I haven't seen anything to the definitive of that. I'm just making an assumption that it's stupid to do it any other way.
Because if you do it that way, the other thing gentlemen, is when the 6 come off of your schedule and when the other 6 jump in. You know exactly who those teams are. Now, you might not know who's road and who's home first, but you're going to know it. Right now, Texas fans are looking at that group of it's 7 right now that they're not playing. And they don't exactly know how it's going to play out. But moving forward, you can plan your trip out and go, you know what? Grandma still lives in Nashville. We're going to play Vanderbilt in a couple of years. Let's go check it out. Let's go see her. That's awesome.
There's just something cool about the home and home. Like non-con conference, there's just something cool about rotating back and forth where you meet people from the other team at tailgates and stuff, and they're like, yeah, come to ours next year. And you actually then do it. You don't say, oh, well, in 5 years we go to, like we ran into some cool people at the Florida game that we exchanged business cards, and I'm not going to Gainesville in my present condition, but Like that was a thought. Like I was going to take Razor and my wife to Gainesville because I'd never been to the Swamp, because we met these cool people that were kind of accommodating because you hung out with them, and like that loses its luster when you don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's the whole point, and what makes the SEC work really well is everybody really intermingles with each other very well and tries to. The majority of fans from each fan base are more about the football and the fun than they are about the actual rivalry aspect. Now, like I said, once the whistle blows, sure, but you go down to an LSU baseball tailgate for damn sure. Once the ball's in the air, they hate Texas and they rip on your players and they do all the things. But before that, they're like, here's some gumbo and a beer.
Yeah, no, it's a great party. We've talked about that before. We'll continue to talk about the SEC part. The other part, Chance, of course, they're dictating that everybody's got to schedule a Power 4 or Notre Dame. And we all know Texas is already headed down that path, but now you're forcing everybody to do it. So A, everybody's got to do that. And then B, now I think we'll forgive you a little more if you want to still, if you don't want to lose Western Carolina's number, if you really do want to pay Mercer, if you like the idea of giving Citadel a check, okay. If you're playing 10 games, Chance, that I care about that much, I don't care if you schedule, I don't care who it is, Kansas, Illinois, call Indiana. Indiana's pretty tough right now. Whoever it happens to be, Cal, I do not care. If they're in a Power 4 or they're Notre Dame, we'll give you love for playing them. Wherever you want to play them, do it as a neutral. But then you do that, I'll look the other way a little more if you want to schedule, let's bring it closer to home, Lamar or Sam or whoever you want to, schedule in terms of other, if you want to go into that FCS world to schedule a non-con.
Well, I think your 10 that 10 game stretch is going to show you, and what it's also going to do with the expanded playoffs is it gives you an opportunity to really sort through who's the best team. Like that I know it's only one extra game. Well, it's really two extra games for a lot of teams because we know that a lot of people don't schedule the other big dogs, right? But when you work through that, you know who a team is. There was a lot of time last year. I mean, you looked at it with Milroe. We didn't know what Alabama is. I'm still at a point where I know they got players. I know what DeBoer's done historically at Washington. I mean, he did a good job. I get it. I don't understand where all this love for Alabama's coming right now because we don't really know who they are. We don't know what they are. We saw both sides last year. We saw a team show up and look really good. We saw a team go and lay a complete egg against a terrible Oklahoma team.
Yeah, and for me, Bo, that's another reason to go to 9 games. What if South Carolina, Alabama, and Ole Miss all had to play one more SEC game last year? I think that would have helped us determine stuff, right?
You can definitely change it. But, Chance, here's the reason why Alabama is shooting up boards right now. Because go look at the top 10. There is no anchor at quarterback for any of the teams in the top 10. Like, Arch is on the Heisman list, and he's played 2 games. Drew Aller, like, he would probably be the number 1 guy. Like, he's the NFL guy. He could just, like, but who is that? What has he done? Like, they're looking at it saying, maybe this is Alabama roster-wise, when you look at number of 5 stars and all the talent and all, like, they're missing one position. Well, this is the 1 year in a long time where every team isn't necessarily missing at that position, but nobody has an anchor. Nobody has the 2-year starter, Heisman legend guy. Like Chance in 05 when Vince took, after he'd gone to the Rose Bowl. USC had Liner and Texas had Vince Young. Nobody was thinking they were going to climb that mountain. Now you're looking at saying, they're Julian saying, like, that's not exactly scary. And Arch is a huge name, but he hasn't done it.
Yeah, it's a good year to be a D end.
Like, look at Georgia.
Yes.
It really is. Good year to be an edge.
Georgia was Chad's big 3. Ohio State, Texas, and Georgia. Would you go put $100 of your hard-earned dollars on Gunnar Stockton to be great this year?
Lord, no. Some Georgia fans probably rather have Jake Fromm.
I think some Georgia fans would rather have Carson Beck back.
Yeah.
Like
they're very few, but yeah.
In a Miami
Well, I
helmet.
mean,
And he could even wear the
obviously,
Miami
yeah.
helmet. I think they'd be okay with it.
But
Yeah, no, it's true. Yeah, the question marks at quarterback are a wild part of this season. And speaking of quarterbacks, LSU Clemson might be my favorite quarterback game of the year.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to get it week 1.
Though there are 2 senior-ish upperclassmen quarterbacks. Nobody's questioning Clemson's bona fides. LSU's quarterback bona fides. Every other team, there's question marks with it.
Yeah,
I'm so excited to watch Cade Klubnik play because his growth since he's been at Clemson has been incredible. When he first started,
oh yeah,
excuse me, people wanted to run him out of the gym. I mean, he wasn't good. They didn't like him, and he made a progression. By the end of last year, he was a damn good quarterback. The only reason Clemson was even remotely close to Texas in that playoff game was because of Cade Klubnik. Like, that's the only reason. And I had an end zone view of that kid. And what he did was really impressive because he didn't have a whole lot of help around him. At least it didn't feel like that day. So that's going to be a great game to watch. I mean, we're going to get into it more on Thursday, but my God, like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to survive Saturday.
It's going to be a hell of a day.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, if you can survive to 6:30, that's when LSU kicks at Clemson.
Hey, Chance, I have a recipe for survival. It just sucks. No alcohol and no fried foods. You survive just fine.
That is tough. That is tough. All right, before we talk about some conference predictions, let's remind you we debut the show on Tuesday. I'm not sure exactly when you're going to be watching. We appreciate you checking it out whenever you do. We have events coming up, OB Live events, Friday and Saturday for a watch party. On Friday, we're heading out to Drip. If you're in the Dirty Drip, come see us at the Deep Eddy Vodka Tasting Room, one of my favorite places on planet Earth. We'll be there from 12 to 3. We're going to sip a little vodka. We are going to eat some of that great barbecue, and we are going to talk some football. If you've always wanted to ask Jeff Ketchum some question, you'll have him. Captive audience. Come on out and see us in Dripping Springs. Now, on Saturday, you want a place to come watch the game? Oh, yeah. We're back at TCH Social Austin. Kickoff is at 11 a.m. Come on out for the watch party. You want some specials? They got them. $8 for 12 wings, $5 beers throughout the game as well. And we've even got the post-game show. There's Mr. Sayan and Mr. Manning, the post-game show live on YouTube right here at OB Live. Jump in that chat at the 2-minute warning, and we will get it cranked up. Cannot wait for Saturday. All right, gentlemen, let's work our way towards the SEC. Let's start with our old friends in the Big 12. Bo, who wins the Dirty Dozen?
Iowa State.
Oh, okay. Somebody was convinced by a win in Ireland.
It's more they got one of the wins they really needed over one of the teams that I think is a real contender, and they got away with a really crappy performance. And teams that win conferences, every game's not an A+ game. It's what do you do in your C- game in bad conditions in Ireland against a tough-nosed team. Who was the coach that said you had to bring your own guts? They brought their own guts. And I like that in that first game of the year. Like, that makes me – I like Iowa State.
Likes Iowa State. Chance, who wins the Big 12?
It hurts me to say it. It pains me to say it. I think the Big 12 runs through Lubbock, Texas.
Oh, he's going with Texas Tech. What?
That's just because his dad is an All-American at Tech. He's just trying to make sure Michael Mott doesn't kick his ass tomorrow.
I think it's a tough place to play. I think it's a very tough place to play in the Big 12. Weird things happen in Lubbock, Texas. They do. It's not that it's a massive stadium. It's just the winds blow weird in West Texas.
Hey,
and I think that –
Chance, you don't have to tell me. Sometimes they rip the goalposts out of the ground and throw them at you.
It's a fact.
It's a weird place, man.
Hey, that's what I have in the Big 12 championship game, Chance. But I'm going to have to defer to Matt Campbell out coaching a dude that coached high school 3 years ago.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you like Iowa State over Tech in the Big 12 title game?
Yes, I do.
That's going to sell tickets at Jerry World. Sorry, Chance.
Don't worry. Cody will buy every seat in the stadium. You don't have to worry about ticket sales.
Dude, those Red Raider fans will go crazy if that happens. If they're playing a team that's kind of out of the region like that, oh my God, they will fill that joint. 100%. That'll be crazy. I'm kind of Chance, if you're right, it will force me to buy a Texas Tech helmet, which I have not been forced to do yet. I'm going to say Arizona State. I'm going to go with the team that's the highest ranked coming in. I like the energy of that team. I like the young coach and all that stuff. I'm going to go with Arizona State in the Big 12. All right, let's go ACC, SMU country, if you will. It all runs through Dallas. Bo, actually, I'll tell you what. We'll let Chance start this one. Chance, ACC.
I think it's Clemson. Not even close.
Yeah, I do too. Is it Dabo?
He can tell. Dabo can tell. What was the guy's name? Tyler
in Spartanburg.
He can tell Tyler to pound sand. I think their defense is really, really good. I think Cade Klubnik's really, really good. And look, whatever Belichick's doing is interesting. They're going to be a 5-loss team. That's just what I think. I don't think Florida State. I think we're going to find out a lot on Saturday. Because
Bo, you agree?
Yeah, if Klubnik doesn't get hurt, it's Clemson in a landslide. If Klubnik misses a month due to a sprained ankle or something, and that happens to be when SMU gets on a run, I could see SMU doing that. If not, it's Clemson all the way.
Yeah, I think it's Clemson even if LSU beats them. We'll see. I like Clemson in the ACC as well. Gentlemen, as far as the Big Ten goes, I am not trusting that Penn State thing until I see it. I will take Ohio State to win the Big Ten. Y'all agree?
I agree.
Bo says no. Who do you like?
Oregon.
Really? Okay. All right.
I think Oregon has everything but that one position we talked about. But Oregon gets a little time to find the guy and get him the seasoning to where he's ready for the moment.
Okay.
And college football seems to run on redemption. Like the team that should have done it the year before that didn't, but then they lose their senior leader in Dylan Gabriel, and magically the new guy, Dante Moore, comes in and he's better. Kind of lines up with another university right here. Damn, I'm speaking bad about Quinn again, and that's not good for the president of his fan club. But I'm actually picking Texas to play Oregon in the national title game. Battle of two quarterbacks taking over.
I see. That kind of might lean us towards Bo's pick for the SEC as we finish that up. Bo, does that mean you think your Texas Longhorns are winning the SEC?
No.
All right. Who wins it?
Alabama.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Alabama beat Alabama. Yes, I'll just leave it at that. I have Alabama winning the SEC, but Texas winning the Natty.
Texas wins the Natty, but Bama wins the SEC. Chance Mock, who wins the Southeastern Conference, my friend?
I'm gonna be the homer on this one, and I think that this is a Texas team that 0-3 last year. I think it looms a lot larger than people think, and I think this team has been on a mission since that loss against Ohio State, since getting beat twice by Georgia. They get to go to Athens and take care of business there. Other than that, they got the Gainesville game, but you got the Aggies coming in, you got Arkansas coming in. It sets up for Texas to be able to put themselves in a position to win.
So just to preface what I was saying, I had Texas running the table until the SEC title game. Mm-hmm. Texas beat all the foes in front of them and then got their head a little big and ran into their what I think is going to be Sark's kryptonite in years to come, which is Kalen DeBoer on the defensive side of the ball. And Alabama clips Texas, but Texas keeps the 3 or 4 seed, rolls through, and beats Oregon for the national title.
So you like a 12-0 Texas going to Atlanta is what you're saying?
Yeah, that is correct, sir.
Boy, that is a nice season right there. That's nice when you don't lose any games, Texas fans.
Well, but then you lose to Alabama in the SEC.
But then he's predicting that loss, so it's a weird. Weird.
I want to build a narrative for 2027. Arch already has a ring, but he wants an SEC ring, so it can be like his uncle. So then it's like the whole storyline.
It's a weird year though, Chad. I think the SEC is really. I'm excited to watch the way that this league works itself out as we get into week 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Because there, there is the ones that we talk about at the beginning of the season, right? The Georgia, Texas, Alabama. Okay, that's fine. But you start throwing in LSU, a Florida team that's going to be really good, an A&M team that I think gets to that 9, maybe 10 win game. You got South Carolina, I think, is going to be good. We don't know what Ole Miss is going to do, but Lane Kiffin will have something up his sleeve. They're going to be a tough team. We don't know what's going to happen in Tennessee, but that's a very tough team. Like the SEC, you've got the top 3 to start the season, but then there's this mid-tier, like 6 of them that, God, they're going to be fighting it out, and they're going to cause a lot of trouble for those teams at the top, and it's going to be a battle with that group.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Chance, I'm with you. I'm going to take Texas as well, and it's real simple. It is what Ann Wilson sang years and years ago. He's a magic man, and he's got magic hands. When you got Arch Manning, that's what I'm going with. I'm taking Texas to win the SEC. I'll have plenty of time in September to reset if, like, Ohio State blows them away and I feel like I'm dead wrong. The kid's magic. The team's great. The defense is badass. I think he's going to be the best quarterback in that league. I do. I just think he's going to end up as the best quarterback in the SEC, and I think that wins the conference. So I'll go with Texas. I'm not sure who I have them playing. I like the Bama choice. That's bold. My gut would be a Texas Georgia and just go with the easy pick. But I feel like maybe a Texas Georgia rematch again, a rematch both ways, regular season game, and then you rematch it. That kind of feels like the play there. So I'll go Texas as well. And Bo says Texas with a natty. Chance, you have a national champion you'd like to reveal to the people right now?
Nah, let's get the season started first before we
save it. We'll get the season started. Okay, fair enough. Bo, do you have anything else before we close up?
No, I was going to disparage Gunnar Stockton a little more like y'all did, but other than that was pretty much good.
No, there'll be time, right?
Well, you were shocked that Alabama made it to the SEC title game. I'm shocked that everybody is just putting Georgia in when they have Gunnar Stockton as their quarterback.
It's totally fair. Totally fair.
In fairness, though, Bo, and I'm not going to disparage Mr. McElroy, but there's an Alabama team that rode the golden right arm of a quarterback that was not even as good as Gunnar Stockton.
Well, but that's kind of
it's who's around them. That's the issue.
But I get why Georgia is rated where they are, and I understand that. What I'm saying is Alabama and Georgia are mirror images of each other with players not at the quarterback position. Alabama has just as much talent on their roster as Georgia does. Maybe not in the elite guys, the top 4 or whatever, but 85 to 85, taking out the quarterbacks, Georgia and Alabama are the same team. They're incredibly talented, incredibly gifted. It comes down to the guy that's taking I would say center snaps, but we'll say shotgun snaps. And I have zero faith in Gunnar Stockton. I think Georgia loses 2 or 3 this year because of him.
It's going to be interesting. Georgia does not open with anything interesting. They play Marshall in their first game, and non-con wise, they don't have a lot. But September 27th, that's when they play Bama. So that one really tells us something.
Let me say this. We all think Carson Beck isn't any good. Carson Beck, in the same system that Gunnar Stockton couldn't throw for 150 yards in, was putting up 340, 350. He just threw a lot of picks along the way.
Yeah, the question
you think Carson Beck sucks. Gunnar couldn't even get to 200 yards.
Yeah, the question is, can teams make Georgia pay if they really are going to try to hide Stockton and play that kind of Jake Frommey type of offense where you go, okay, if he throws 25 balls, they're in trouble. But if he throws 20 or 18, we're in trouble. If that's really how they're going to try to play, teams have to make them pay for it.
Well, and the teams like Texas with our defense will.
That's what you got to hope happens.
DeBoer with a year to prepare for it will. That's what I'm saying. Georgia is susceptible because of Stockton. Outside of that, it's the most talented roster in college football.
All right, so since it is a big game week with Ohio State, we will hit you with another show. We'll debut Friday morning at 10, so be on the lookout for another Outsiders. Hopefully, Jason Dick will be able to join us for that. We'll get you a Mock 5 Top 5 from Chance at that point as well. Remember, we are the Outsiders, brought to you by Poncho Outdoors. There's some ideas for you for some college colors. Same design, different colors there. The Farmer is one that can double as a lot of different things. You know, A&M, go a little Texas State. That purple one on top of it, the Stockyard, maybe TCU, maybe it's K-State. We go a little Big 12 love. And the Death Valley, it's not just for LSU Tigers anymore. That's a sharp-ass shirt. I may end up with one of those at some point, and I wouldn't consider myself an LSU fan. But I also know somebody that might end up with that shirt because it's his side piece. You know, Chance Ma. Is it ordered already, Chance, or do you already have it?
It's not ordered yet. I had to reorder this month. I had to reorder a new. I got the Smoky, so I wanted to make sure I was prepared for Texas football for this month. But it'll be my September order.
I didn't tell you, Chad. I'm not going to text you for your order this time around. You're getting the Farmer. Jason's getting the Death Valley. It's already been large Farmer or no, extra large Farmer.
No. So it would say the Farmer.
Farmer.
Large. Let's not make me too big. Right? Large, regular fit. Lock it down.
Yep. Jason gets his Death Valley. We'll leave sizes. You know, that's not my place to say.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to wear the Farmer in College Station. I'm going to wear it in San Marcos. They're going to love me everywhere. I'll go up to Round Rock High. We'll hang with the Dragons. It'll be great. All kinds of maroon stuff out there. Thank you to Poncho for being a great partner. Check them out. And thank you all for liking, subscribing, and getting those notifications. Subscribers up over 90,000. Can we get to 100,000 before the game at the Horseshoe? We'll find out. If y'all want to subscribe, go right ahead. If you know somebody who hasn't subscribed, tell them to get on that YouTube channel. It is free after all. Until a little later in the week, until Friday at 10. Bo, you got something else?
I was going to say, in those subscriber numbers, tonight's show, when we go live, we need like 112 people to download it, and we will have crossed the 400,000 download Rubicon.
Look at that. 400,000 views for the Outsiders. Thank you guys for helping us 2 years plus and still rolling with the Outsiders. And what a season is coming up. We're almost there. The Arch Manning train is about
Longhorn
to leave
success.
the
Outsiders. Station. They can't happen without each other, because before we existed, no playoffs.
Tide that lifts all boats. Tide that lifts all boats right here. You ain't got none of it, Sark, without the Outsiders. Come on now. Until the next episode, we are the Outsiders. All that's true, and we are legitimately worth a shit. See ya.